The O'Brien and Doug podcast is brought to you by Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine. Servicing all makes and models of heavy trucks and light-duty cars. Toll free at 800-764-4150.
Duct tape was invented a long time before you were born by somebody really smart. The end.
Welcome to the Fun Dungeon.
O'Brien and Doug.
Welcome to the O'Brien and Doug podcast, where dreams come true.
The revolution will be broadcast.
Welcome to another O'Brien and Doug podcast. I'm O'Brien.
I am Doug.
Season 2, episode 5. It's a 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Once again, don't forget to follow us on all your favorite social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's build up those subscribers on our YouTube channel. Get us to 1,000 subscribers. We're at I think 40 right now.
Well, it was stuck on 30, what?
39.
39, so,
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting there.
40, 42, something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it's...
It's slow but sure.
It's slow but sure, yeah. We'll be periodically uploading new content, so spread the love if you can. Again, that's what we're kind of doing with that right now is sharing little snippets of the podcast because we're videoing the podcast, and so we use them for promotional material for you to go to the buzzsprout.com website.
Yeah.
And listen to our or actually on iTunes. I think we're on Spotify as well.
We're on Google Podcasts.
We're on Google Podcasts. We're all over the stinking place. So share it with your friends. Build the audience. Not that we care.
Well, we do care. A little bit.
Well, just a little bit because we're having fun.
We'd like to spread the love to other places.
Yeah. Because we're having a good time. And
yeah, we want everybody to have
It's such
a good
a
time.
crappy world out there right now.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It's so depressing. And so we're just trying to have some fun.
Yeah.
It's a music-based podcast. So what I thought we would do today, even though I think, personally, I really have a low opinion of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they kind of blow.
I think it has to be some kind of an honor to be inducted or
I mean, music's for the people. So
Right.
it should be more... I mean, why do we leaving it up to these goobers to pick who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when it should be strictly
right
the people?
They just instituted 3 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, the fan vote. But
it obviously doesn't count for much.
Right, because the reason I say that is because last year, which they didn't do the induction ceremony because of COVID this year,
Right.
but Dave Matthews Band won the fan vote. And personally, although I like the Dave Matthews Band, I don't think they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Not yet.
Not yet, exactly.
Yeah, they're still...
And
I have a weird thing with Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Because, the first album, I love the first album.
Oh, yeah.
Second album was okay. After that, I started to tune out. But I love Carter Buford, his drummer.
Oh, yeah.
That guy is freaking amazing.
Well, the whole band, really. I mean, the talent is there.
But, of course, I'm going to go with the drummer because he's just,
Yep.
he's out of this world, man. I love Carter.
And I think they do, I mean, we're going to show our age here, but I think they do meet the 25-year requirement.
Do they?
Yeah. I think they do because they came out in the mid-90s right? That's 25 years?
Yeah. No. Well, no.
Yeah, because I'm almost at my 30-year class reunion, dude.
95 to 2005 would be 10 years.
And it's 2020.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they probably started in 94, 93, 94, something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I could see.
Yeah, Under the Table and Dreaming was 1994, I think.
Okay.
I think.
So they meet the requirement, but
I know.
I don't think they're supposed to be there yet.
Yeah, I agree. And
they will be in it at some point.
Yes.
But not right now.
And there's a whole list of these prognosticators are talking about who they think should go in or who they think probably will go in or chosen to be nominated, I guess, to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Again, I don't know who the panels are that choose these things.
Apparently people that live in their basement.
Right. They get it wrong.
They never go
almost
outside.
every single time. The first one I want to talk about is someone who was up for it last year but didn't get in. Let me tell you who went in into this year's class
Okay.
of 2020.
21.
And so you haven't heard any of these?
I don't think so. I tend not to pay attention.
Okay.
Because once Rush got in, I didn't care.
Okay.
Because it took way too long for Rush to go.
That makes sense.
That
makes sense. I got you.
I was just waiting for Rush again. Because Metallica was already in.
Yep.
The Beatles have been in there forever.
Okay, so the first one that made it in this year,
Okay.
Depeche Mode. I know, right?
See, I mean, I like Depeche Mode.
Yep.
They've had some good songs. Personal Jesus,
Right.
great song.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
But I have a really hard time thinking them as rock and roll because they were more
New wave. Yep.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it's technically rock, so I get it.
Right.
But,
See, this is such a subjective thing, really.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Depeche Mode is amazing for what they do.
Yeah.
Is it rock and roll?
Technically,
I guess it is,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Because it's
out of that. I mean, it's nothing else. I mean, I can't really.
Right, it's
you can't
not-
classify it as something else.
there's definitely an R&B element to what they do.
It's electronica,
Right. It's
they
kind of all
were-
amalgamation of everything,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't say that they don't deserve to be in. It just feels icky.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
This next one, to me, easy. Doobie Brothers.
Yes. Agree.
Yeah. I mean, they deserve to be in there. I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
since the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Next one that made it in. Whitney Houston.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you call that rock and roll?
She's not rock. She's pop,
Right?
but she comes out of gospel, man. She was
Right.
that's when she learned to sing.
Yep.
Gospel became part of rock and roll. Ray Charles made
Right.
gospel
No question.
rock and roll. So
No
I mean,
question.
yeah, I could say that.
As far as I'm concerned, Whitney Houston can go in any Hall of Fame.
Oh heck yeah, dude.
As far as
I
I'm concerned.
love Whitney Houston.
All right. This one, I can understand why they would, but I don't think they should have yet. Same thing with Dave Matthews.
Okay.
9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, but see, it's really just Trent Reznor.
Right, but I'm saying, but what, should he be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I would say yes because I think 9 Inch Nails is kind of done.
Right,
I think he's just doing his own thing now.
right.
So,
Why?
I mean,
though?
when was the last time we heard of a 9 Inch Nails record?
But is that reason to put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is it because
9 Inch Nails is very popular?
Is it because he's a trailblazer?
Is he a trailblazer?
Well, he was one of the first ones to kind of combine loud punk.
Well,
with,
I mean,
with,
it's more
with
industrial.
electronica. Yeah, industrial.
It's
yeah,
industrial.
Yeah,
Like Ministry or
yeah. See, that's one of the things I can agree with that. I don't know if I would have put him in yet. To
yeah,
me,
maybe yeah.
but again, of course, we're missing the fact that, well, there are a ton of bands that should have been in there a long time ago.
Yeah.
That still aren't in.
Right.
And I don't understand why, but I would have put them in. I don't know if it's a seniority thing or if
See, I think it's just whoever runs the the Rock and Roll
it's
Hall.
just they're fans of these bands. Or something.
It must be. I don't understand what their criteria is, and nobody knows what the criteria is other than they got to be around at least 25 years.
25 years.
That seems to be the only criteria.
Right. Well, okay. The Notorious B.I.G. got in.
See, I like Biggie,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to say rap is not rock because technically it is.
Well,
They sample so much rock music.
and not only that, if you look at it strictly from what is rock and roll? Rock and roll is rebellion.
Yeah, and rap is the
and
ultimate.
rap, hip hop is rebellion.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
You
I
know,
mean, I have no problem with rap artists going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have no problem with that.
I do a little, but not.
Yeah.
I'm kind of softening on that a
Right.
little bit.
But Biggie, I don't. I don't know. I mean, he was super popular. He still is.
Yep.
But should he be in the Rock and Roll? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I never put him on the same level as Tupac. Is Tupac in?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, they were contemporaries. I mean, but
Yeah.
But Tupac was way more. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as Biggie had his thing. Tupac had his thing. But I just don't know if he should be in yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that one.
Finally, and some would argue these guys did not have a huge American following, which shouldn't really matter. It is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the American Rock and Roll Hall
exactly.
of Fame. Yeah. And they only had a couple of hits, but I argue that they were influential in many other ways, and I believe they deserve to go in, and that's T-Rex.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mark Bolan and T-Rex.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
they like that.
Yeah, they weren't huge here,
Right.
ever. I mean, Bang a Gong, that was probably the biggest hit.
Yep.
But I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. They were a huge influence on a lot of stuff that came after them.
Right.
So
let's talk about and Dave Matthews got the fan vote, but they didn't put him in. So there was some kind of backlash about that. I'm not sure why they didn't put them in. But also, so there were a bunch of people that were up for the fan vote, and one of them was up for the fan vote. Actually, I think she was nominated, and she didn't get in also. And I think she deserved to be in a long time ago, and that's Pat Benatar.
Oh, Pat Benatar should have been in forever ago.
Yes. And I think she's going to get nominated again this year.
I hope so.
And I think it would be a crime if she did not go in.
No, she needs to go in, man.
Let me move on to some of the other ones that the prognosticators. That's such a weird word. I think of like the
It sounds like something
proctologist.
doctory. Yeah.
Here we go. Duran.
They're not in the fame yet.
They're
Hall of
not
Fame?
in.
They really should be, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they are. They're all super talented.
Yeah.
And they've made some really great music over the years. They should be in there by now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to put Depeche Mode in,
Yeah.
why can't you put Duran Duran in?
And also, if you think about
Duran Duran kicks Depeche Mode's freaking butt.
No question.
Any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
if you're judging the music by the instrumentation, because some of these 80s bands had, the production value was, it was all electronic and just computerized or whatever. You took that away, these guys can still play.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it may sound a little. Hungry Like the Wolf. Come on.
Great song, man.
Oh.
Rio.
Yes, it's all
View to a Kill. One
Right.
of my favorite Duran.
Wild
Duran
Boys.
songs. Wild Boys.
or the
Wild Boys.
or the
Wild
or the
Boys.
Reflex.
The Reflex is yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they deserve.
They
deserve
need
to
to
go
be in.
Another staple of the 80s. And I don't know how I feel about. No, I think they probably should go in. Eurythmics.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they were kind of.
they were very new wavy,
Yep.
but they made some great tunes.
Dave Stewart is an amazing producer.
That guy can. He's friggin' genius.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox has got a great voice.
Yep.
So yeah, they should definitely.
Again, I don't know what the criteria is to put them in.
I don't.
Now, the Go-Go's.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Don't even have to talk about that one.
Nope.
Iron Maiden. Obviously,
Definitely.
we already talked about
Should
them.
be in.
Now, this next group, I think will go in at some point. I don't think. Well, I say that, and then they nominated the Dave Matthews Band. The fan vote was the Dave Matthews Band. I think these guys deserve to be in because they went from one. The guy went from one huge band and he started his own huge band. Who am I talking about? Foo Fighters.
Oh, you got to put Dave Grohl.
Yes.
He's got to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Well, I think he already is. Isn't Nirvana in?
Nirvana's in, yes.
Okay, so he's already
so,
in.
So the prognosticators are saying the Foo Fighters, everybody loves Dave Grohl.
Oh yeah.
No question.
I loved it. He's he's one of my man crushes.
But he took one of?
Neil Peart.
Oh.
Chris Pratt.
Thought you were going to say me.
Well, you're my man, Love. I love you, man.
I don't want to go there.
I gotta go. It's your house.
Yeah, I would put the. Do you think right now though?
Not right now.
No.
I don't think so right now because they're still making great music.
It's the same with the Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
It's just too early for them.
Yeah, because Dave Matthews is still making great music.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
albeit it's the same music, but it's good.
It is. Yeah. But I always say that, I love Dave Matthews, and you're right, that first album, Under the Table and
Love
Dreaming,
that album.
was amazing.
Love it.
And then they have a thing. They have a sound. And so the records that they've done after that have sounded like the Dave Matthews Band. And I often talk about, I kind of wore out on them because they all sound the same.
Yeah, that was my problem.
But aren't they supposed to? I mean, if you're into a band, you like their sound. And so do you want them to come out the next album and sound completely different? Probably not.
Well, not completely different, but something that keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've always, when I talk about that, I always go back to Rush because Rush has changed their sound
Yeah. Multiple times.
multiple times.
Yep.
And they're still great. I mean, there's people that like a certain era of Rush better than other eras. Like my era is Roll the Bones On.
Really?
Yeah, because they went back. Because in the 80s they went to the Neil Peart was playing an electronic drum set. Geddy was doing more synthesizer stuff, and Alex Lifeson was put in the background.
Right.
But the songs are still great. But it's not my favorite era of Rush. I like the first album. I'm not a big fan of because it was just Geddy Lee and Alex and Rusby.
Yep.
What was it? John?
Yeah.
He was the drummer then.
This is the one with Working Man and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an okay album, but it's not my favorite by far.
Right.
But then when the Anthem album, I think was it Anthem? Oh no, it's Fly By Night. Fly By Night was the first album they did with Neil, and that's when they kind of went, whoa, and then they did 2112, and
right.
then and they just started blowing up. And then the 80s they kind of plateaued with all the electronic stuff, and there's a lot of like Subdivisions is one of my very favorite Rush songs. And but there's a lot of it sounds the same.
Yep.
Like if I play it on my iPod, I can't tell what song it is because it sounds like other songs.
Right.
That era.
Yep.
But when Roll the Bones album came out, they went back to being the power trio. And now it's like, and then right from there to Clockwork Angels, it went, it was really great rock and roll again.
Right.
Prog rock.
Right.
But, but that's, but with Dave Matthews, it's been, to me, just the same.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters.
They've changed it up a couple
They've
times.
changed it up a little bit, but I mean, it's just good rock and roll.
Straight up rock.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
Let me do because we're getting low on time here. So let me just name a couple, and you give me your thoughts on them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask you who you think should go in.
Okay.
And then we'll move on. So once again, prognosticators, not me. Jay-Z.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around for a while. He's put out some good stuff, but I'm not a fan of Jay-Z.
Right.
By any stretch of the imagination. I think he's taken the whole being a rap mogul to a whole other level.
But if they're going to put Biggie Smalls in, they should probably.
They might as well put Jay-Z in.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah.
Right.
Monkeys. Because it was a TV show.
Yeah.
But they did. I don't know if they played their instrument. I think a couple.
I think
of them,
they did.
Yeah,
but
to a certain
the
extent.
recordings, I don't think they did.
Right, because it was a session band.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the Wrecking Crew. They
Yeah,
did all
I think
the
you're
monkey
right.
Stuff.
I think. You're right.
I'm kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Monkees.
New York Dolls.
Oh, they should be definitely in.
Yeah.
They were very influential as far as punk rock was
I
concerned.
agree.
Yeah, so definitely, yeah. Was it
David Johansen?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. He went a completely different direction.
Todd Rundgren, who was nominated this year, didn't make it.
He should be in.
He was actually, I think he was nominated a couple times.
Yeah.
Sonic Youth.
I guess. I've never been a big fan of Sonic Youth. I mean, I
either.
like them, but for me, they're like Dave Matthews. They just the same thing all the time.
Now, some are saying this next one is probably going to get nominated simply because the lead singer is not with us anymore. Soundgarden.
I think if you're going to put Nirvana in, you got to put Soundgarden in.
Yeah. Pearl Jam's in. Right?
Pearl Jam's in. Is Mother Love Bone in?
I don't know.
I think Mother Love Bone should be in. They were really the start of the grunge sound, if you ask me.
All right, 2 more for you. One I think I know the answer, and the other one I don't know.
Okay.
Tina Turner
Yes.
should be in. I
Definitely.
mean, she should have been in a long
She should have
time
been
ago.
A long time ago.
Last one. Now I love this guy. And I don't know what other Hall of Fame is. I think he's already in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I don't know. I'll just say it. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
John Prine.
Oh, he should be in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rock and roll?
Yeah.
It's folk.
It is, but he's been very influential.
True.
I mean, how many when he passed away this year?
Yeah.
How many people came out and said, "Oh yeah, John Prine was a huge influence on my writing and playing and stuff like that." I think that should be a criteria for being put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, how influential were you?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So
let's transition into a band that's never going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll do the comment.
And if we ever are, you
The
should
world
just
is
stop
ending.
going.
It's the apocalypse.
Music is over.
We're talking about the Common Crossing Song of the Week.
Yes.
So,
Don't vote us in.
so you are tasked, Doug, with picking the Common Crossing Song of the Week, and I'm going to guess it. So
Okay, go for it. I'm ready.
So let's see. Did I write it, or did more people write it?
I think it was all you on this one.
Okay. Was it on the 2010
No.
album? It wasn't.
No.
Was it on? Do you know what album it's on?
I want to say it was on Band and the Baby Blue Van demo album.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to remember.
I almost think it was the first track.
Ooh, Try Too Hard.
Jeez of crow. Yes. I was like, man.
Well, I know the album, I guess.
I guess so.
So Try Too Hard, yeah.
Yeah. I like that song, man.
I do too.
I mean, it's not. It's more in the punk vein to me.
Yeah.
It's a very simple song, but I like the words and I like the melody.
Yeah, I think it's like a three or four chord song. It's
Yeah,
just, it's
real simple.
It's pretty
and
straightforward.
And I can't remember if it was. I think it's Miranda singing background.
Is she on that one?
Is it Miranda or Wendy?
No, it would be Wendy.
Okay, so it was Wendy.
Yeah, Wendy Malenfant sang on that. She
Yes.
sang on a few of the songs on that.
Yes, she did.
Because I still consider that, and I consider the albums that we did before the 2010 Seeing the Light of Day, I consider them demo albums.
Yeah, they technically were because we never tried to sell them.
No, we
we
didn't
never
do
tried
anything
to
with them.
release them. Yeah, we just gave them to people.
So this was a song. I think I just had the chord progression. I thought it sounded cool, and I don't know where the lyrics came from. It's not autobiographical by any stretch. I think it probably just sounded good. I try to be everything for you. Do the things I think you'd want me to.
It's kind of like to me, it was kind of a breakup song.
Yeah.
Or angry at a breakup song.
Or
yeah.
confusion because
Well, that too, yeah.
like where are we at? Like sometimes I try too hard, sometimes I go too far, sometimes I don't know if I should say I love you or just pack up the car.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I dig this. I dig this song, and again, I think if we had redone it, I think it could be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it would if we ever do another album, which I hope we do.
Yeah.
Because we want to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It should be one of the ones we should resurrect.
I agree.
And do over again.
Yeah, just because it's fun.
It is a fun song.
Yeah. All right, so Common Crossing Song of the Week. This is from the demo album Band and the Baby Blue Van. This is Try Too Hard.
I try to be everything for you, do the things I think you'd want me to. Try to leave you in a happy place, seems that only happens every other day. Try to give you space and a little peace. I try. Sometimes I try too hard, sometimes I go too far. Sometimes I don't know if I should say I love you or just pack up the car. Sometimes I try too hard. You kiss me on the cheek and I try to smile, make believe you love me for a little while. Try to be there when you need me most. These days you got me feeling like a hopeless ghost. Try to give you everything you need from me. I try. Sometimes I try too hard, sometimes I go too far. Sometimes I don't know if I should say I love you or just pack up the car. Sometimes I try too hard, sometimes I go too far. Sometimes I don't know if I should say I love you.
Hey, so you know what's the only thing that's wrong with that song? It's too short.
Well, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, it's a punk.
It's a punk song.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. That's what you like about it. I
Yeah.
want it to keep going.
I like it simple.
Yeah.
Just right to the point. Just
I suppose you could extend it when you're playing it live.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's room for it because it's got that nice breakdown
Yeah.
in it. You could do a lot
Get
with
the
that.
crowd going or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, we should resurrect that one.
I think we should.
That is the Common Crossing Song of the Week. Try Too Hard, and what you've all been waiting for. We're gonna visit the Wall of Tunes
I love tones.
in just a couple of minutes. So don't move.
Don't go anywhere because we got Wall of Tones. Oh, I saw you. You moved.
Brian and Doug.
We don't need your education. We don't need your thought control.
The O'Brien and Doug podcast is brought to you by Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine, servicing all makes and models of heavy trucks and light-duty cars. Alignments, tires, you name it. Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center will take care of it. They're open 7 to 5 Monday through Friday and 7 to noon on Saturday. Give Glennie a call for all your service needs at Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine. Locally at 207-764-7300 or toll free at 800-764-4150.
And we're back. Time to climb the Wall of Tunes once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cover your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I cover your eyes. I'm gonna
Okay. Come on.
take my
cover
headphones
them.
off.
I can't see anything.
Are you looking at my bum?
I am not. I'm looking at my hands because if I was looking at your bum, then I could see the Wall of Tunes.
So I'm gonna show.
Are you looking at my bum? Cheeky monkey.
Did you look? You looked.
My name is Simon.
And I like to do drawings. All right,
Some of you were too young for that.
right. I'm ready.
Oh, you're ready? Okay. All right. Is the guesting?
Yes.
Is the guesting started?
Yes.
All right. Band or solo?
Band.
Band. What genre?
Rock.
Rock. Is there like a sub genre? Like, are they
No.
metal?
Straight up rock.
Okay. Height of popularity.
I'm gonna say 2009.
2009. It's very specific.
2009. Yeah, 2009. I think.
Really? Okay. So are they a fairly new band?
I think their first album came out in like 2008.
Oh, so they are a fairly new band.
Well, yeah.
Newish. Are there any standouts in the band, like musically?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few. There's quite a few, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
How many people are in this band?
4.
4. Can you give me some hints?
2 of the people in the band were in another band together.
Oh, that's super helpful.
Well, like Bad English had Jonathan Cain and Neil Sean.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not Bad English.
It's not Bad English. I'm about to say they've been.
Actually, if you think about Bad English, it had Jonathan Cain and Neil Sean, Ricky Phillips, and Dean Castronovo. And so Dean Castronovo joined Journey with Jonathan Cain and Neil Sean.
Yeah.
Rick,
flip me on.
I know. Ricky. So Ricky Phillips was in The Babies with Jonathan Cain and John Waite.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Super group.
All right.
There's a hint.
So this is a super.
Oh, possibly.
Is it Chickenfoot?
Yeah. Yes. It
Yeah! I love Chickenfoot, man.
Me too, man. Yep. This was actually the album, the second album, which is actually called Chickenfoot 3.
Yes.
And the first album, I think the first album came out in like 08.
Yeah, sounds about right.
07,
It was-
08,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Because this one was out in 2011, believe it or not.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem like that long ago, but
No,
it was 2011. So this is Sammy Hagar and Mike Anthony, of course, from Van Halen. Joe Satriani. When you said does anybody stand out?
Well,
I think
they
they
all
all do.
stand out.
Right. Chad Smith from the Chili
Chad
Peppers
Smith,
on
yes.
drums.
Jeez, oh yeah. Definitely a super group.
Definitely a supergroup. And I think this was for fans of Van Hagar, because, which I think is stupid, but it's true. Van Halen is split into a couple of camps.
Oh yeah.
You got your Roth fans,
yeah,
and those people that hate Sammy Hagar, and you got your Hagar fans. And I find this interesting. Fans of the Roth era Van Halen, not to change the subject from Chickenfoot, but fans of the Roth era Van Halen hate Sammy Hagar. They love David Lee Roth because he's the lead singer of Van Halen.
Right.
Fans of Sammy Hagar era Van Halen also love the Roth era Van Halen, but they love the Sammy Hagar era as well.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a kind of a weird,
I would be in that camp.
So would I.
Yeah.
I thought. See, I love Roth, and I love Van Halen with Roth. Just kind of a bare bones rock and roll band, pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
And Roth was a better frontman than Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
No question.
I would agree.
Hagar is a better singer.
Yes.
And
he can actually perform.
Right.
Plays guitar and
and he's better at melodies, I think, because he can sing.
Yeah.
And I think that opened up Van Halen to a wider array of music. Some would say it was too pop and
I wouldn't. I mean, they just got popular. It wasn't popish. It was still what they've been doing all along.
Right.
But it's just more popular because it was more palatable.
Right.
Because as much as I love Roth, his vocals kind of get to you after a while.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of pitchy and he kind of screams a lot.
Right.
And I like that because he's a great showman and he can really. Back in the day, he could hit some notes, dude.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But Hagar is more of a solid. She's like bam.
Yeah.
Punch you in the face with music kind of thing.
And the reason I bring that up is because when Chickenfoot came out, it was like a breath of fresh air to people that miss the Hagar era Van Halen because they Van Halen got back together with Hagar in 2004, but Eddie was somewhere else. Eddie was on booze and drugs and whatever. He was
he's sick too. Didn't he have cancer?
Well, he had cancer, and he had part of his tongue removed and all. He still has cancer, or it's come back, and that's where he is now. But it did not work out that reunion tour, and then they got back with Roth and all that stuff, and then they kind of swore off Van Halen or Van Hagar, and so Hagar and Mike Anthony put this group together with Joe Satriani. Come on. Satch
and
Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, who is like a funk drummer, but he can rock.
He could play pretty much anything.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, and he hits them hard, and it's
yeah.
And so this album,
And he looks like Will Ferrell.
He does. Yeah, if you haven't seen the drum battle from The Tonight Show with Will Ferrell and Chad Smith, look it up on YouTube because it's amazing.
It's awesome.
So the first Chickenfoot album was awesome.
Yeah.
And then
that was more like just straight up rock.
It really
like,
was.
Bam. Every song was like bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then so this one was a few years later, and of course they have their own like touring schedules and stuff like that. And so to get everybody together to do another album was tough, but they did this, and standout tracks on this. Actually, I love them all.
Yeah.
But All Right.
Yep.
Different Devil.
I love that song.
Amazing song.
Yeah.
Song called Up Next.
Mm-hmm.
Come Closer.
Mm-hmm.
3.5 Letters.
That's my favorite song.
Amazing song.
Yes, that's my favorite one.
Bigfoot.
I love Bigfoot. That's a song where you want to just roll down your windows, just crank it to the max, and just drive through Main Street.
I think that's what the song is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes you want to do that. Man.
Yep. And there's more on here too. I love this album. That's just a fun rock and roll album.
It is good.
Chickenfoot is the Wall of Tunes album of the day. Chickenfoot 3 actually.
Yes.
And it was kind of like the Do-Man movie.
Yeah. I was like, where did 2 go?
I think I read the story or heard the story that they did it just to mess with people or something like that, or I can't remember what it was, but
it worked.
Yeah, they skipped right. That was so good or something like that. They skipped right through 2 and went to 3.
Right. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
It's funny.
Good stuff. Check it out if you haven't heard Chickenfoot. And unfortunately, their schedules are not working out, and Satriani is losing hope to reunite Chickenfoot because Hagar and Mike Anthony have The Circle, which is going right now and doing very well. And although this is everything that I've read, Hagar loves Chickenfoot, but he can't see a place for them. Of course, he's now 73, 74 years old.
Yeah, he's old, man.
Yeah.
But he still sounds awesome.
Plus, he's got his TV show and his rock and roll radio countdown.
Wait, he's got a TV show?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Rock and Roll Road Trip with Sammy Hagar.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Access TV.
Wow.
And it's awesome. It's great.
That would be a cool show.
So Chickenfoot, yeah, album of the day, and let's see. So we did that, and we talked about the Common Crossing song of the week, which was "Try Too Hard."
Try Too Hard.
We talked about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and what a joke it is,
yes.
And people that should go in, people that shouldn't go in. I'm going to call that a podcast.
That is one full podcast.
Yes, it is. Make sure to follow O'Brien and Doug on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And don't forget to tell us everything we're doing wrong. Just send us an email at o'brienanddoug@gmail.com. Let's wrap it up, eh?
Wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Till next week, I'm O'Brien.
To O'Brien from Santa. One more podcast. Merry Christmas, mother effer.
I'm O'Brien.
Oh, yeah. I'm Doug.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas, everybody.
O'Brien and Doug.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another happy ending from the good people at Jimmy James Incorporated.
You've been listening to the O'Brien and Doug podcast.
The O'Brien and Doug podcast is brought to you by Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine, servicing all makes and models of heavy trucks and light-duty cars. Alignments, tires, you name it. Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center will take care of it. They're open 7 to 5 Monday through Friday and 7 to noon on Saturday. Give Glennie a call for all your service needs at Whited Ford Auto and Truck Center, 17 Holton Road in Presque Isle, Maine. Locally at 207-764-7300 or toll free at 800-764-4150. Make sure to follow O'Brien and Doug on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And you can drop them an email anytime at o'brienanddoug@gmail.com.